This video couldn't happen without those you supporting me on Patreon, including the big patrons of this month, the Nerd Therapist and Xavis. Hey, Pokemon Masters, Birdkeeper Toby here. Do you know what? I'm going to watch the trailer again to get me hyped up for this video. You know, a lot of making videos is about being in the zone, being in the right zone. You know, I'm really sad as well because so much of this was shot in London and I'm just like, I just want to be in it so badly. This is why this film is going to do well. People think that video game films are just like a terrible idea that they don't do well, and that's because they all take themselves seriously. This film, right, actually by the looks of it, isn't anything to do with Pokemon. This isn't a real life Pokemon adventure so much as it is a comedy about a talking electric mouse. This isn't about the main series games, this is about some zany side game. And he's going in with a stapler gun. It's not taking it himself seriously, it's funny. And then you cast Ryan Reynolds, who is like the guy that you cast if you're trying to go for, haha, we get it, we're a zany TV show, look at me, I'm self-referential. You get Deadpool to do that, boom! Film's gonna be a big success. Okay, something else, the unknown in the background, I'm gonna stop watching the trailer, I'm hyped now. The unknown in the background of this trailer, as well as the unknown that he's wearing on his shirt, there's no way that when you go through the film, I'm gonna be like writing down all the unknown to try and spell out whatever they're gonna spell, because there are definitely gonna be secrets in this film, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. Because Detective Pikachu comes out in May, I believe, which is actually really, really soon. And clearly the plot is loosely connected to, but not entirely connected to the Detective Pikachu video game. But I think by the looks of it, there's going to be a couple of differences. With that in mind, I want to talk about one of the big differences, one of the big things that I think will be in this game. Sorry, within this film. I'm not used to talking about Pokemon as a film. Something that will be in this film that you have to kind of take a step back and look at the broader scope of what's going on with Pokemon. First of all, the Pokemon video games. Pokemon releases in years of 3. Every 3 years, there's a big Pokemon mainstream new generation of game with new Pokemon. Sun and Moon was 3 years ago. We are expecting this year there should be a big Generation 8 new Pokemon, new video game, new region. It's going to be very exciting. And if that follows the trend of, say, like Sun and Moon, I think that got announced in March or May, and then was out in the November. I think Pokemon X and Y was announced in February and came out in an October, maybe. I might be getting those a little bit wrong. I'm sure Sarah B. Joe is watching and scolding me. But no, we are expecting a new Pokemon game this year, in the latter end of the year, with an announcement coming out around about the time of this Detective Pikachu movie. There's also the first big 3D movie with this Mewtwo Strikes Back evolution, and there's no way it's just going to be a story of Mewtwo and Mew. It is called Evolution because it is going to be a departure, it's going to be a change from the first movie. And I fully suspect that Meltan is going to appear in that film as well. Meltan has a lot of connections to Mew and Mewtwo. For example, the Meltan Super Trainer can be found in the Cinnabar Mansion in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Meltan is supposedly made of Mercury. Mercury comes from Cinnabar Island, where Mew and Mewtwo are made. There are connections, I promise. You can find those videos all over the place. I mean, on top of that, Meltan is the only other mythical Pokemon in Generation 1 right now because it's in the same game as Mew in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And that makes sense because every new movie that comes out has a mythical Pokemon from either the current generation or the next generation. For example, the Volcanion movie. That had a mythical Pokemon from the generation of Kalos, which was Volcanion, and from the region of Alola, which was Magearna. The movie after that was movie 20, which even though it was a harkening back to the original Pokemon, it still had Marshadow in it. The movie that came out last year had Zeraora in it. And I don't think they've ever missed a mythical Pokemon other than maybe Meloetta, and that appeared in its own special, which to me means one thing. The next Pokemon movie, the next mainstream one, is going to have Meltan in it. And Meltan, Mewtwo, and Mew all link together pretty well. So what about the Detective Pikachu movie? Could we see a mythical Pokemon in that? And if so, which mythical Pokemon? Well, given that this movie is going to be coming out around the release of the announcement of Generation 8, I wouldn't be surprised at all if even if not through an actual live 3D model, but rather just a background thing, we see some kind of next generation, maybe mythical Pokemon. And this isn't even a stretch. This isn't even something that's way out there. For example, take the Zeraora movie. In the Power of Us, in the Zeraora movie, in one of the rooms, there appears to be this glass case that has this shape in it that looks a little bit like a Meltan. And in the Zoroark movie, movie 13, there's this character called Carl who wears a cap that he has on his hat, he has like a bat shape with a love heart in it. That is a reference supposedly to the Generation 5 Pokemon Woobat. It could just be some background subtle reference like this that a new Pokemon gets showcased or referenced in the Detective Pikachu movie. And given that the Detective Pikachu movie is set to be one of those things that's going to transcend the franchise a little bit, like I think we're going to see a lot of non-Pokemon fans watching this movie for the first time. This might be their first exposure to Pokemon, as well as the hardcore fans. This is a really good opportunity for marketing purposes. You can see that they're stuffing this film with fan favorites: Charizard, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Psyduck, Greninja, Pokemon that have wide mainstream appeal. So wouldn't it be nice to turn some heads and make some questions if someone goes, hang on, well what's that Pokemon though? What is that? And we'll go, oh, that Pokemon? It's going to be in the new game that's coming out this year. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Pokemon historically is great with its cross-media promotion, linking up the Pokemon cards with the TV show, with the games, with all the promotion kind of happens together at the same time. Like Meltan came out with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and now is beginning to appear in the cards. It's also probably going to appear in the show pretty soon, and again, this year, probably going to appear in a movie. And heck, maybe it will be Meltan that we see. We've already seen some live-action Meltan models in the trailer for Meltan when Meltan was being revealed. So it's possible it might just be Meltan in the Detective Pikachu movie, but Meltan or a Gen 8 Pokemon, I am certain we're gonna see something new in Detective Pikachu. By the way, I am unbelievably excited for Detective Pikachu. I'm actually really hopeful that I'm gonna get to work alongside Detective Pikachu somehow, as in like the companies that make the film. Legendary Pictures or Warner Brothers or the Pokemon Company, if they're doing anything in London. This is me actually e-begging. I would love to be as involved as possible with this film. My biggest hope, the big thing I want, is that one day on this set, you'll see some prop from the movie. That would be really cool. I mean, heck, I want it to be in the movie. I live so close to London. Why did this? Why? Nonetheless, you have to let me know, what do you think about a new Pokemon appearing in Detective Pikachu? Is it possible? Is it likely? Do you think it'll happen? I think it's an almost certainty. And I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are. So hi, Pokemon Masters.
This is Ash Ketchum. You just watched a video by Birdkeeper Toby. That makes you a Pokemon Master.